It's really important on things like this where the torque is really important to make sure that stuff is good. These bolts should thread all the way down to the surface of the cap by hand. There should be no restrictions on that. And again, you just follow this procedure all the way down, making sure everything's lined up properly and all the bolts thread in nice. Once I got that last one in, I just went through and verified the seat of all of these caps, making sure that they're seated before I start the torque procedure. Alright, so we are starting with the torque procedure. The initial torque is 37 foot-pounds. The sequence, I would normally mark the sequence on the block itself by the bolts, but this is a really easy sequence and I've done it a million times. Not necessarily caps, but it's the same sequence that a lot of oil pans use, from the inside out and then, you know, switching back and forth between each side until you've reached the outside. Then you verify it spins as per the manual and I recheck that torque. The second torque specification is 59 foot-pounds, and you will go through and follow the exact same sequence and then go through and double check and spin it. This is very important because this is the last torque spec before the degree angles. So you've got to make sure those are all torqued right. Next, I'm making a line parallel to the crankshaft on the bolt heads with a file because I don't have a paint marker. This is to help verify that this 90 degrees that we will be torquing these to, I have a visual verification to make sure my little digital angle gauge is accurate. And just in case I forget to press the start button, which I had do once actually in this video, I have a visual reference to go off of because you cannot recheck 90 degrees. Once you torque at 90 degrees, if it's incorrect, you would have to untorque it and redo the entire torque on that bolt. It does say to spin the crankshaft, so I did and verified, and it spins good. The next procedure that we're doing is checking the endplay. Make sure the dial indicator is set up on the crankshaft in a flat surface to where it's going to give you a more accurate reading. Slow that down just a little bit for you. This is important. This is to check if the thrust bearing is in specification, is what this is for. So setting the indicator to 0, I try to pry the crankshaft back and forth a few times before I actually go to check it. And when I checked this, it was at 9 thousandths, and the specification is, I believe, 4 to 17 thousandths. I'll show you that specification here at the end, and I'll show you the dial indicator more closely. But this is very important. I did not check oil passage clearance or oil clearance because I got this from a machine shop that I trust and I know them. So alright, there's the dial indicator for my crankshaft endplay, and here's the specifications for that.